All right, shalom and good afternoon, boys. Here, welcome to the covenant. Well, I had a very productive day, dealing with some business, closing some deals, and you know it's amazing, right? We have this Charlie Kirk massacre, killing, assassination in front of all the world to see, and what do we have? We have people getting up on social media and openly mocking and cheering on this man's death. Now, I've said it several times before. I've never been in a situation where I wish death on somebody simply because I didn't even like them or didn't respect their opinion, because at the end of the day, everybody's entitled to their own opinions, but everybody's not entitled to their own facts. And what we have, again, is the death of public debate, because when you have people getting out there and shooting you just because you have an opinion on something, it is going too far, especially in this country where we pride ourselves on no more. We're going into a socialist state. But we pride ourselves on the First Amendment and the freedom of speech. But we see time and time again that when you express or exert your freedom of speech, that there's going to be psychopathic people out there that's willing to take your life for it. But even more so, we have a plethora of people out there that will openly praise your death. Now, this is a very sick mind frame. And what you're saying is people across the board being fired as a direct result of praising someone else's death. I don't care who they are, as long as they're not aggressing towards anyone or inciting acts of violence towards another person. They have a right to say what they want to say. But when you cross the line, when you incite violence, motivate violence, people to be killed or harmed, you've crossed the line. When you praise the death of somebody who's been unalived in this fashion, you've crossed the line. It's like the old analogy of screaming fire in a crowded movie theater. There's some things that you just cannot do. And these people are dealing with the consequences of it. And I think they should be fired. I think that anybody and I got some personal phone calls that I got to make to some folks that I know that has gotten on social media and made these comments. And what I'm doing is I'm clipping those comments, I'm clipping those statements, and I'm finding out where they're working. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to submit that information to their human resources department to see how long they have a job. Because people, you got this mind, they've crossed the line. And it's amazing how you see the people that don't like this man. And I know the reason why. See, if you are against morality, I'll give 3 or 4 examples. If you believe that there are more than 2 genders, male and female, and you live that philosophy, because he didn't, and he spoke against it. Clearly spoke against it. You're not going to like him if you believe that. If you've had multiple abortions and you've unalived countless babies out of your womb, because there's the age-old saying and the stats back it up, that the most dangerous person or the most dangerous place a baby can be is inside the womb of a black woman. Where does it come from? Because you have millions, I said millions of abortions that have taken place. And it's all known out there that Margaret Sanger, that was her goal. And you think these people care? They sat up, and I've known people, they've gotten so many abortions. They've defiled their womb so much they can't even have children. They can't give a man a seed because they've defiled their womb so much they can't even get pregnant. If you are against homeschooling and your children is in these deranged public schools, these degenerate producing public schools, another thing he spoke out against, and you have your children in these public schools, hey, you're not going to speak against it. You're going to be very angry for somebody speaking against that. Homosexuality. Hey, if you for homosexuality, if your son is a homosexual and your cousin's a homosexual, and hey, he's spoken against homosexuality, you're not going to like him. You're not going to like him at all. You're going to want him, you're going to wish and hope death on him. I can go on and on. If you are out there and you've had multiple children by multiple fathers, and this man gets up talking about stable homes, you're going to hate him. And that's exactly what's happening. See, everybody that I've seen that hate this man, they represent a demographic of people that he speaks against. He speaks against their lifestyle. If you're constantly jumping from man to man, and you can't provide a stable relationship or a family structure for your children, and hey, he spoke against that as well, then hey, you're gonna have a problem, and it's gonna cut you to the bone. See, truth cuts. It's sharper than any two-edged sword, and he spoke truth. He spoke this truth, and these people that represent these demographics, they're not gonna want to hear this. Health. Hey, I can go on and on. Health, guns, the Second Amendment right, reparations. I can go on and on. If you're looking for a handout and you firmly believe, and you spent time, and you spent all your life looking for government handouts, and he's speaking against that, you are going to hate someone that speaks like that. See, this is the truth that people don't want to get to. I can look at anybody that's calling him a fascist or racist or this or that or the third, and all I got to do is look at their life. And he is vehemently, passionately spoken against their actual life. See, when you look at a person, if you want to know about somebody's life and you want to know about their value system and their structure, just look at their life. It'll tell you everything that they need to know. It'll tell you everything that you need to know. It ain't hard. It ain't difficult to figure these things out and understand what's going on in the heart of man when you look at a person's life. So, should people get fired? Of course. You know why? Because, again, they don't know what freedom is. They don't know what freedom is. They don't know what it means to get out there and produce for themselves. Like I say, it's a beautiful thing to know that I can say what I want to say, when I want to say it, how I want to say it, and I ain't got to worry about anybody depriving me of my livelihood. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? But at the same time, I'm not saying reckless things, but I do say reckless things and talk against this thought whore, thug, hood rat society that in particularly is coming out of the quote unquote black community, which is no community at all. Again, I can go on and on again. He speaks against Section 8 and governmental assistance, but if your ass is sitting up and you're looking for somebody to provide you free housing for the rest of your life, so you can pass that down on generationally to your children, and they can have children out of wedlock, and see, all they do is they perpetuate the brokenness that we see. And this is exactly why people don't like him and wish death on him and praise him. It's the same thing with Kevin Samuels. It's the same thing. They hated him for unsolicited opinions. And that's the interesting thing. People called into his show. Just like people walked up to Charlie Kirk, people called into Kevin Samuel's show and asked him for his opinion. He gave it to them, and they did not like what he was saying. Again, just like Kevin Samuels and Charlie Kirk, because it did not, and his statements of truth, righteousness, went against their immoral, degenerate lifestyle that they live. I tell you, it's just nothing but the truth. But yeah, I'm looking to get some a folk or two fired as well, because they work for public. They work for the public sector, and I'm going to see what I need to do to deprive them of their jobs in this inflationary depression that we're living in. See, I ain't got to, hey, I wish somebody. No, just take their livelihood away and let them suffer like that. I think that's righteous judgment.